it really feels like every phone, every home network, whatever, is almost like the government or say like a nation,
Mm.
right? A country, and there are people, no matter what country you're in, right? Like people are trying to spy on you. They're trying to maybe extort you. They're trying to get into your country illegally. They're trying to sometimes wage all out war, like
Yeah.
whatever. It almost feels like our devices are almost like that, where it's like we have uh this is the government, this is the nation, and there are people trying to get into your device all the time.
Hmm.
And so if you don't have like different things in place to secure and protect, to review things like
Hmm.
whatever, then you're really just opening yourself up like any other government to just being invaded.
Yeah, that's kind of a neat analogy. No, I like that. Um, so, when you use that, and of course every analogy breaks down at some point, but we'll pull this
Yes.
thread and see how far it goes. So
Yeah.
when you as a government or a nation state, you don't defend the right border at the right time. Yeah, now you're infiltrated and you're brought in and you have all of these adversaries looking to now stage a coup and replace the government. But what's the end, right? Why are they doing it, right? Do
Yeah.
they want to run and now they have to defend? What's the thing behind it?
Mm,
And so let's just tug on those threads, right? So monetary, right? If you're at the top of the food
yep.
chain, everybody's paying you. You're the one receiving all the money. So there's a monetary incentive. If you're at the top of the government food chain and you overthrow the biggest, government, and I mean technology piece, right? Now you've destroyed them, right? You've toppled that nation, and now you're the one to look out for. And so, from a monetary perspective, I'll share a personal anecdote. This just happened recently. So a few years back, and actually twice now, Yahoo their database has been breached, and so my wife and I both have Yahoo email accounts, but we don't ever use them. Or at least I don't use them. And anytime there's a sign up thing, I always send it to her email. I'm like, that's your spam email. We'll just use that for spam. Or if we have to sign up for something, just send it to the Yahoo. Well, she gets an alert on her phone in her Yahoo email that one of her shopping accounts, the email address had been changed, the password had been changed, and thank you for your purchase. And so she was like, hey, I don't know what this is, but now I can't get into this shopping app. And I'm like, what account is it? What did you use? She was like, well, I was using my Yahoo account. I'm like, remember I told you don't ever use that for anything? Like their database has been breached. So if their database has been breached,
Yeah.
it's easy for them to request a password reset and this and that. So I haven't fully figured out the forensics of it yet, but I'm still working on it, on how her shopping account got attacked or hacked. So
Mm.
we got this thank you for your purchase notification of a $600 charge. So I keep all my cards locked and shut down until we're ready to use them. Then I unlock them, make the purchase, and then relock it. So typically this would not have happened. However, she was in the shopping app and had already had her card open and ready to use. Well, because the card was open and ready to use, and the adversary had already kicked her out, her card remained unlocked, and she hadn't put it all together. The charge is made. So we start doing our research, and because the hacker wasn't able to change the ship to information, we started getting alerts from the shipper that the package will be delivered on this day and the address of where it was going. So we start looking into the house of the address of where it was going. It was going to a place in Georgia, and the place that it's going to it's called a trap house. That's what law enforcement refers to it. And a trap house is literally just an abandoned house, abandoned apartment complex. It has a physical mailing address, but nobody lives there. And
Mm.
so there should be a database of trap houses that shippers just don't deliver to because nobody lives there. Why would a package be going there? So that helps
Right.
perpetrate the fraud. So monetarily, we found out this person purchased a PlayStation 5 with a bundle and had it sent to this trap house. Well, my wife, being the genius that she is, hit redirect on the shipper's page and had it redirected to a store where you had to walk in, present identification, and sign to retrieve the package. So then we called the local sheriff and police department and said, "Hey, there's a stolen package that was purchased with a fraudulent, credit card abuse." We had reported to the bank. The bank
Yeah.
gave us the money back and all that, but the package ended up just sitting there, and it's being returned to sender right now. So the shipper got their package back, the store got their money back, we got our money back, and the scammer didn't get anything. And so monetarily, there's an incentive. If you can get in and disrupt that nation state, that government, you can benefit monetarily from it. You can have things
Mm-hmm.
shipped to trap houses, houses that are abandoned that nobody lives in, but it's a valid address and a shipper will ship to it. That's one incentive, right? And that's a
Mm-hmm.
possibility. Now, let's say you go in and you overthrow that government, right? You're the adversary and you take down Apple, right? You find a
Mm-hmm.
way to topple their government, right? We'll throw that in air quotes. So now what? Now you're the big Apple. You have, what is it you're after? Now you're the one that's going to have to
Mm-hmm.
provide the technology. Is that your goal, to be the greatest technology? So if it's a Google versus Apple thing, and they're sending their spies out to destroy that, now you're the only game in town, and you took Apple down. So there's that I'm the boss kind of incentive, right? And of course,
Mm-hmm.
industrial espionage, things like that happen all the time. So, of course, Google
Right.
is going to want to know what Apple's doing, and Apple's going to want to know what Google's doing, and Samsung's going to want to like find out what both of them are doing, and try to
Right.
keep their phones in one or the other other's hands and whatever. And so there's that incentive. And then you have I just lost that. It was another analogy. Street cred.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. So yeah, you now have that street cred where you just took down the king, or everybody thought was the king, and
Yeah.
you have now ramped up your street cred, as like nobody really messes with the U.S., right? Everybody knows for the most part that
Right.
we're the most powerful, most agile. We may not be the biggest, but we don't have to be the biggest because we have the most technology, and we don't need to be the biggest right now. Maybe that day will come where not having enough, humans as part of that may be, an undoing, because if you can't use your technology, now you got to go hand to hand and face to face with your adversary. So,
Right.
but yeah, there's all kinds of reasons that they would want to have that access, and maybe it's a spy, maybe it's just spy on their people, right? So if they can
Yeah.
get in, and they can see what you're doing, they can become you, they can
Yep.
pretend they're you doing all the things that they want to get away with, and now it just
Sure.
gets laid at your door. So many reasons that you know nations invade nations.